You're watching CNET, the digital domain.
Last year, the software industry churned out an astounding 123 million boxes of software, millions of which never sold.
Yet every 6 months or so, the software publishers revise their editions and create even more software. So what happens to the millions of boxes filled with out-of-date diskettes and CD-ROMs?
They used to go straight to landfill, where they're sometimes pirated back onto the streets and resold. But now one ambitious company in Silicon Valley is turning a lot of that high-tech trash into some big-time cash. It's the world's most sophisticated compost pile, where tens of thousands of boxes of unsold software go to be destroyed and recycled.
So you're taking all the stuff that at one time went into landfills, and everything is reused.
Steve Trotter of Trotter Technologies has cut into a lucrative market. By breaking down software bundles into individual components, Trotter has managed to make a bundle.
Okay, what we have here are all the spines that we're cutting off the books, really for two reasons. Number one, fiber's fiber, so everything is recyclable. The spine part is recyclable. We're going to separate the book covers off of this, that's recyclable, and also what we're really after is the center of the book, which is the manifold white ledger, which is the highest recyclable piece of paper.
Trotter goes through about 600 to 800 tons of paper each month. An outside mill recycles it back into paper, but if you prefer plastic, wait till you see what they do with that.
Now, the CDs will be put into one location. We'll separate out the jewel cases because it's a different grade of plastic than the CD itself. We'll separate out the tray from the jewel case because it again is another different grade of plastic. And then the CDs will be ground up for its plastic content also.
Trotter grinds about 1 million CDs a month. The granules are sent to a polymer company which turns them into other low-grade plastic products. And finally, even the diskettes are recycled.
The diskettes will be separated and brought into the processing room where we will then remove the labels, degauss them, and recertify them so they can be used for more software.
And the whole process starts again. Trotter says destroying perfectly good software is a small price to pay for most companies.
The software publisher is not selling you these boxes of software you see here. What they're selling you is the intellectual property inside that box. So the cost to them of these boxes is relatively small, and the competition for selling this is really high.
Trotter says he can hardly keep up with the enormous amount of software coming in. Right now, the company is only accepting software from large distributors, but if the idea catches on, someday ordinary consumers like you and me will be able to turn their soft goods into some hard cash.
CDs, floppies, and boxes aren't the only things being recycled these days. Retired IBM engineer Bruce Buckalow has taken the concept a step further. His innovative program rebuilds entire computers and gives them to kids who need them.
Oakland Technical High School has a secret. Deep beneath the classrooms is a chamber few people know about.
Well, this used to be the storage room for Oakland Tech, but now it's the Oakland Technology Exchange.
Wow. This looks like a scene out of Raiders of the Lost Ark or something.
It gets better.
The computer graveyard. Wow.
Well, yeah, but we resurrect them here also.
There must be 1 million computers here.
Close.
Okay, so maybe not 1 million, but the concrete dungeon known as the Oakland Technology Exchange, or OTX, houses thousands of CPUs, mountains of monitors, and cartons of keyboards, all waiting to be recycled.
Kathy and Joe, there's monitors in the back.
Rory Wilco runs the OTX program.
So there must be a lot of companies, businesses that just have lots of computers to give away?
Well, they upgrade, so they don't need it anymore. And it's not just companies, it's individuals. I get 2 or 3 calls a day from individuals, and they give us a lot of stuff. Of course, companies would give us maybe a couple of hundred of them at a time.
You know, this place is in a basement, but it's overrun with mice.
But mice are the least of this guy's worries.
We get everything that people don't want. Some of the stuff is like, we don't even know what this is. I can tell you this, it deals with some kind of microwave. And I have no idea what it is.
Oh, this is an electrostatic quasi-coupler.
That's exactly what
I think.
All of this stuff might normally be thrown in the trash. Instead, the students in the OTX program clean, repair, and reformat the computers so they can be used in classrooms throughout the entire district. And many of the students leave the program with their very own computer, or a job, or both. And what are you doing here right now with this computer?
We're trying to set the IP number for this system before we install it to the classroom.
Do they pay you for this?
Yeah.
They should. How tough would it be for these kids to find computers if it weren't for the program?
Well, you know, we're in a low-income area, so it would be next to impossible for these kids. What they do is they earn a computer working down here. So every hour they put in here is towards a computer. And then when they reach a certain amount of hours, they can then start to earn printers and modems. And some of these kids have built tremendous systems.
Will Cobb says with a lot of hard work, anyone can start a recycling program, as long as they remember two things.
One thing I would always say is, number one, students come first, and number two, never say no. We never say no. If we can't use it, we find somebody who can. If nobody can use it, we recycle it.
You know what this place looks like? Remember, Gina, from the last scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the guy's carting off that crate into this huge warehouse?
All the stuff?
It's bigger than that. I never even saw every corner of this joint. It's just astounding. Each year, OTX puts more than 1,000 computers into classrooms and 200 into homes. You can find out more information about the program at our website, cnet.com.
Coming up, get ready for adventure while we go traveling on this week's Best of the Web, and we'll show you a mouse that sets your hands free.